Hi lovelies, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys for always coming back. If you're a new subscriber, you're welcome to the family. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell, click on the subscribe button, and if you find this video helpful, please share and keep coming back for more. So today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to make an A-line skirt, a mermaid skirt. I'll be showing you guys how to draft it, how you are going to cut it, and I promise you, if you watch from the beginning to the end, it's a beginner friendly video. You'll be able to cut out a beautiful A-line skirt. So for this tutorial, I'll be needing my waist measurement, my hip measurement, and my knee length measurement. So the fullness of your skirt depends on how you want it. For me, I use 24 inches, as in on one side. You can see the way I'm taking my measurement, that's 24. When you open it, you'll be getting 48 altogether. But you can reduce if you want. You can add to it if you want. It all depends on how you want the fullness of your skirt to be. So let's get into it. From the waistline, I'll be using the edge of this fabric as our waistline. So from the waistline, I'll be coming down by 9 inches for my hip measurement. So I'll be taking my horizontal measurement. I'll be coming down by 9 inches for my hip measurement. After which, I'll go down by 18 inches for my knee length measurement. When I'm done with that, I'll get my ruler and draw out the lines. Draw out my hip lines. That's my knee line. That's 2 inches above your nail for ease, so that you'll be able to walk properly. Come up 2 inches above your nail. That's why I'm using 18 inches, not exactly on your nail. So after which, I'll divide my waist measurement by 4. My waist measurement is 38. I'll divide it by 4 and I'll back 9.5. Then I'll go to my hip measurement. My hip measurement is 44 and I'm going to divide it by 4. I got 11, so I'll mark my 11. Then I'll go to the nail line. To get the nail line, you have to minus like 1.5 from your hip measurement. So what I got on my hip was 9.5, so I'll be minusing, no, what I got on my hip was 11 inches. After dividing my hip by 4, I got 11 inches, so I'll be minusing 1.5. So I'm going to mark on my knee length 9.5. Then I'm going to join all the lines together with my hip curve. You can use a free hand if you don't have an hip curve. So I'll join from the waist to the hip, after which I'll join it to the nail line, as you see me doing the video. After joining it, I'll take it down to the edge of the fabric. I'll roll it out to the edge of the fabric, and I'll connect from the nail line to the edge of the fabric, like so. The fabric, you can connect it now or you connect it after adding your allowance. So I'll come to the waistline, I'll add 1.5 for sewing allowance. I'll go to the hip, I'll do the same thing, 1.5. I'll go to the nail and I'll connect 1.5, after which I'll join them together. Join together. You can use your hip curve if you have any. Then I will take it down, roll it out to the edge, as you see me do in the video. Take it down to the 24 inches below. And that is that for our front pattern for our mermaid skirt. And if you want to add that to it, you can call me. If you want to add that to it, you divide your nipple to nipple measurement by 2.5 inch to it. Then you can put it there. After which, I'm going to cut it out. After cutting out the front skirt, I'm going to place it on the back and cut the same thing. The only difference is I added 5 inches in front. As you can see, I added 5 inches in front where I'll be taking my zip allowance. I just want I don't want that back to be straight, so I just added a little extra so that that place will not be straight. So what I'm going to do now is to come to my hip line. I'll take 1/2 inch on my hip line. This 1/2 inch I'm taking is for the butt allowance, so that our butt can sit properly. I don't want that place to be flat, so I added 1/2 inch to the butt, to the hip allowance. So I'll connect it to the waistline as you see me do in the video. I took 1/2 inch from the hip allowance at the back, so I connect it to the waistline, after which I'll connect it to the knee length. I'll connect it to the knee length. When I'm done connecting, I'll now take my zip allowance. So I'll take my zip. I will be taking 2 inches. You can use 1.5, you can use 1, it depends on you, but I'll be using 2 inches. 2 inches on the waist, 2 inches on the hip, and 2 inches on the knee length. After which I'll connect them together from waist to hip, from hip to the knee. You can see that that hip place is not straight because of the 1/2 inch butt allowance. When I'm done connecting, I will just take it out, roll it out to the edge of the skirt. Roll it out to the edge of the skirt. I just want that extra flare at the back. That is that about our back pattern. Remember, I told you I'll be adding I'll be adding that at the back. So I added 1 inch for that allowance. To take your dart, all you need to do is to divide your nipple to nipple measurement by 2. You add that 1/2 inch to it. Look at the dart allowance. You can see that the back is 1 inch bigger than the front because of the dart allowance. So what you need to do now is just to divide your nipple to nipple measurement by 2. You add 1/2 inch to it, and you mark it here. Let's see, from that my zip line, I'll be marking the 1/2 inch. Before then, I'll come to the edge of our skirt. I don't want that place to be too sharp. As you can see, I don't want it to be sharp. So what I will do, I'll come up by 2 inches. I'll come up by 2 inches, and I'll give it a curve. I want that curvy. Yes, I'll give it a slant curve so that that place is not going to look sharp. So I'll curve it. After curving it, yes, this is the front and the back together. So I'm going to cut it out when I'm done curving. So after cutting it out, I'll be inserting our dart at the back. So to insert the dart, all we need to do is to divide our nipple to nipple measurement by 2. First of all, I'll remove the front, that's the front, and the one down is the back. I'll divide our nipple to nipple measurement by 2, and I'll be adding 1/2 inch to it. So I'll come to the back. My nipple to nipple measurement is 4 inches. I'll be dividing it by, it's 8 inches. I'll be dividing it by 2, which is 4, and I'll be adding 1/2 inch to it, and I'll rule it. After the 2 inches allowance, I'm going to rule it. After inserting the dart, I'll come down by 6 inches. After which I'll rule it. I'll make it into a straight line. I'll rule a straight line. I'll rule out the 6 inches. After which I'll be taking 1/2 inch on both sides. On both sides of the dart. 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch on the other side. And I'm going to connect it down like so. That is that for our inline skirt. After connecting the dart, you can see me the way I'm connecting it. So when I'm done connecting the dart, if you want to sew it, you just hold it in like this and sew it. I'll be using lining for this skirt. So if you are using lining for your own, all you need to do is just to, you are going to cut the lining the way you cut the fabric, but the lining will be 2 inches shorter than the fabric. That's all you need to do. That's the only difference. The lining should be 2 inches shorter than the fabric. So the next thing I'll be showing you guys is how I'm going to be shaping the front of the skirt to avoid bulge, to avoid folding in front. I'll be removing like 1 inch. You can remove ½ inch. It's not compulsory. If you don't want to remove, you can still rock your skirt like that, but I'll be removing like 1 inch from the center front, and I'll be connecting it back to the waistline. Watch me as I'm going to connect it in the video. So I'll come down here by 1 inch from the center front, after which I'm going to connect it back to the waist, yeah, to avoid folding, bulge in front, and for your skirt to sit properly after attaching your waistband. So guys, if you've watched up to this place, can you kindly give this video a thumbs up, turn on the notification bell so that when I post a video, you'll be among the first people to see my video. Don't forget to share, like, and comment below. I will be reading through, and I promise you I'm going to reply every comment. So you can see how our skirt is looking. We are done with our mermaid skirt. You can see how our skirt is looking. This is the back panel. Don't forget to notch the zipper allowance so that when sewing you don't make mistake, and you also note the dart allowance. You can see how I'm notching it so that you don't make mistake when sewing. And don't forget, for the lining, if you are using lining, your lining and your fabric, you are going to cut them the same way. The only difference is this: 2 inches. The lining will be 2 inches shorter than the fabric. That is the only difference, just 2 inches shorter than the fabric, because I'll be using lining for this skirt. So don't make mistake when cutting your lining. Should be 2 inches shorter than the fabric so that it will not be coming out when you finish joining. So we've come to the end of today's tutorial. I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching. Stay